FujiFilm X-S20, the little cute camera that somehow is not on the radar of majority of photographers or filmmakers, but one that offers a lot of functionality, versatility and usability. I wasn't going to review it. I bought it 7 months ago to use it for testing Fuji X mount lenses on it, but it turns out that I'm actually liking it a lot and I pick it up more often when I need something smaller and cooler, when I'm just going out or when traveling. If you are looking for a new camera, in this video I will tell you why this should be on your radar in 2024. Kit lens. I have bought this camera with this kit lens, the better one of the two kit lenses available with it. 18 to 55mm f2.8 to f4. Slightly more expensive one of the two, but way above average when comparing it to many other kit lenses. This lens makes it possible to not only shoot great quality photos and video with it, but it literally could be, even though that there are a lot of lenses for Fuji X mount available, could be just one lens that you ever need for everything. Especially if you need a tool, a camera that is simple to use and it has everything that you need to get you going in one package. This combo does it all very well. Very good and versatile standard zoom lens. Let me know in the comments below if you'd like to see a dedicated review of this lens sometime in the near future. Okay, X-S20 APS-C mirrorless camera with 26.1 million pixel X-Trans CMOS 4 sensor. What does it do? The first thing I must talk about is the ease of use. Not all cameras are like this one. If you never had any experience with an exchangeable lens camera and you generally have no experience shooting photos and video with a camera like this, this offers very good auto options. So for example, you want to create content for your social media channels or for your new YouTube channel and you want to upgrade from your phone or simply detach the procedure from your phone. This can get you going straight out of the box, stick it in auto and you're good to go. This also gives you legendary FujiFilm looks Fuji cameras are generally known for. There are 19 film looks available and you can add more using recipes found easily online. These are like a list of changes you need to make to color and contrast and other things to create and save specific look in your camera. These only work when you shoot auto or JPEG and are great if you want to shoot and post photos or videos straight out of the camera. I personally prefer to shoot RAW, which obviously the camera can do. This is the format that is not processed by the camera at all and one that needs editing before the photos are usable or shareable. Same with video, this camera offers F-Log recording to give you more dynamic range and more control in edit over how your footage looks. Generally speaking, this camera delivers really good results across the board. It is easy to master and use. Even though it is an APS-C sensor camera, very often, especially with the right lenses, it feels like shooting with a full frame camera, which is a good thing. Big thing is that apart from the amazing auto, you have full manual control and a lot of settings to get you really going, learning and exploring what big cameras can do. This can do it all. Autofocus is solid, maybe not groundbreaking, but it is easy to understand how it works and to operate it. Less options, less hassle, less chance of something not being set right. For both photo and video, you only have full frame or area, no tracking of any kind, apart from eye tracking when you have a human in the frame. But generally speaking, everything works okay. There are subject modes that you can choose from the list to get more accuracy, and I've been getting 90–95% success rate with it, which is pretty okay. This varies slightly depending on the shooting conditions, your subject and the lens you are using, but generally speaking, very decent autofocus performance. Video, for a camera this size, in this class and in this price range, it has got very impressive video specs. You do get all the usual HD 24, 25, 30, 60 frames per second, HD 120 and 240 frames per second, but also 4K 60p with a small crop. But the icing on the cake is the 6.2K 30p open gate full sensor readout capture. This gives you vertically taller video, perfect for creating files that can be cropped into HD, 4K or vertical video. Also, all the video formats are available in 4:2 10-bit compression. There's even ProRes RAW video output over HDMI to recorders like Blackmagic Video Assist or Atomos Ninja 5. Specs that are only seen in more expensive and bigger cameras. All here. Very good 5-axis 7 stops of IBIS stabilization to keep your shots steady when shooting handheld. And another feature aimed to simplify things is the dedicated vlog mode. Auto or semi-auto mode for those without camera knowledge to start shooting vlog style videos without hassle or learning curve. Built It's a small camera, but it only feels much smaller than X-T4 or X-T5. In reality, the overall size difference is very small. It still rocks that Fuji vintage light look, but maybe a little less vintage than X-T series. There are no more ISO and shutter speed dedicated dials on top. I've never been a fan of those. This is more standard and much more usable if you're coming from literally any other camera. Big difference for me is that there is no standard 4-directional D-pad buttons, only this little joystick. I don't have a problem with the joystick. It is actually easy to navigate through menus and camera functions with it, but those 4 buttons usually give you 4 extra buttons to customize with most of the cameras. Here I think there isn't enough buttons on the camera. There's few options that I'd love to have under my fingertips, but I can't add them to the Q menu or customize more buttons than I already have. This forces me to often have to scroll through the menus for ages to change something quickly. There's a little pop-up flash built in, not seen often in current cameras anymore, and not one that will give you any kind of professional lighting, but great little tool to light your subject with when it is simply too dark. It makes it more usable more often. I'm borderline OCD, and one thing that drives me mad is how easy this camera gets scratched. I really have been gentle with it, and the paint just keeps getting chipped here on the bottom. Not something that should be happening at all. SmallRig actually makes a vintage looking leather cover that covers the bottom part of the camera to protect it from getting scratches like that. Value for money, the price is pretty standard for a small APS-C camera. £1,249 or $1,299 for body only, and about £300 or dollars more with this kit lens. Pretty standard, but what makes this camera a great value for money are the video specs. This camera offers video specs that are way above average in this class and this price range. It is also FujiFilm. It looks cool and it works well. It's a camera that can deliver really good results across the board. I even dare to say professional quality results. There's lots of own Fuji lenses available, as well as big choice of good third-party ones like this incredible Viltrox 27mm f1.2. Who is it for? This is definitely a camera for a beginner or enthusiast who wants more, who wants to learn and be creative with a camera, and who doesn't want a bulky full-frame system. A perfect camera for a content creator, someone who is upgrading from shooting everything with their smartphone and wants and needs more from the camera than the phone can offer or can do. It's a camera equally good for experienced pro too. It offers enough versatility and manual control for someone with a lot of experience to feel at home with it. This is also a great camera for someone who wants something smaller and something with a Fujifilm provenance and reputation. Conclusion. For me, this is probably the best APS-C camera that I have ever used. In fact, I forget when shooting with it that it is an APS-C camera. After using Nikon, Sony, Lumix and other cameras for the last few years, this feels different in a good way. It makes me excited to shoot again and adds that something fresh, new life into what is my hobby and my job at the same time. Pros versus cons. Pros: compact size, cool looking, easy to use, great auto mode, amazing video specs, pop-up flash, good battery life, Fuji legendary film looks. Cons: no other ceiling, only one SD card slot, no AF MF switch outside, so if you got lenses with no switch, it's a hassle. Macro HDMI, not enough buttons, and slow to wake up sometimes when it goes to sleep. When it's still switched on and it goes to sleep and you want to wake it up, sometimes it takes longer. There's certainly more things that I like about this camera than the cons, but even the cons are only the cons because I am comparing it directly to other cameras that I own and I got used to. It is a camera, when paired with the right lens, seriously capable of delivering professional looking results. If you shoot in fully auto or you control it fully manually, it can be a great tool for being creative and to have fun with. Great little camera, and I highly recommend it. And this is it from me. I hope this video was in some way helpful and informative. If it was, please give me the thumbs up. Check out my Lightroom presets, which I have used to edit all the photos in this and all my other reviews with. Consider subscribing, and I'll see you next time.